I'm running because I truly believe we're at a transition point in our community that a voice needs to strongly state that if we don't address the issue of achievement in the near term, we're not going to be happy as a community without long-term outcomes, with their impact upon housing, school climate, and choices that new people make as whether to choose Shaker as their place of choice. Other than resources, addressing achievement and specifically achievement gap are critical. I'm doing it because I still feel an obligation that, having been one of the voices to bring to bear the magnitude of the achievement gap, I felt some responsibility toward finding methods to address it. I've been asked by a few people if I would step forward, and after weighing the issue, I said I would. At first with some reluctancy, because knowing the potential magnitude of the responsibility, I had to weigh it heavily. But I thought, after some consideration, that I had a unique background and history addressing this issue, and by not having a child in the school system, but having had a child who's gone through the school system, I don't have a vested interest as an individual, but I do have a vested interest as a member of this community to try to find rational, reasoned, and practical solutions for addressing this issue through the vehicle of the superintendent. Not trying to micromanage, but to set a vision as to where, helping to set a vision as to where our institution needs to be headed. I don't think we've moved as focused and as tenaciously as we should toward addressing this issue. And I think if a board can come together along with the community to set a vision as to what our school system needs to and has to look like, I think we can be a, sounds kind of corny, but a beacon of hope for our greater community as to how to address this issue. Because it can be done. Now the issue is, do we have the will to make it happen here in Shaker? And I think we do. But I think we have to have a focus of energy and resources to do that. And the time is now. At virtually every coffee, there's been concern as far as the direction of the schools. Some people are very impressed that we do so well with our top-end kids, but there's a concern, are we really addressing as a school system the other kids? Some feel that there's a change needed with a visionary, focused leadership specifically geared toward addressing the most significant challenges facing the school. At the various communities, regardless of the side of town I'm on, that's the thing that keeps popping up. Why are we not moving our school system toward effective? Why are we not finding a way to resolve the issues that face the school? When will we have the next generation of leadership in place, or start looking in that direction? Well, I'd start out by saying the strategic plan is about 15 or 20 years late in its start. It's really has some components of a strategic plan, but it's more of an operation and a management plan, which is good. But we need to look at what is our most fundamental issue that needs to be addressed, and the strategic plan kind of dances around the issue, and some of the things will have some impact on the achievement issue, but I don't think we're focused with a laser light on addressing the issue via our current strategic plan. We're going to have to enhance that, broaden it, and look at other models that are being used around the country to successfully close the achievement gap in its broadest sense, in its narrowest sense regarding the African American achievement gap within Shaker. I think overall IB is an excellent program if properly implemented. I think it has the potential to address the kids in the middle and the kids toward the bottom as far as their academic successes. I like the fact that it has an integrated curriculum at its core, and that it has an interdisciplinary approach to education. It also allows for teacher creativity. And it also ties in all of our buildings together so we have some bit more consistency without having rigidity in the delivery of our curricula to our students. Well, how do I put this? The achievement gap is no longer a secret in Shaker anymore. It's out there, it's pretty obvious, and anyone reading and looking at it in the data in any sort of detail, it's pretty obvious. It's not like it was 20 years ago that it was an unknown quantity. Does it make people uncomfortable? Yes. Hell, it makes me uncomfortable. It's something I wish didn't exist, so we wouldn't have to talk about it. But wishing it away and not speaking to it or of it is not going to make it go away. I think enlightened folk in Shaker or coming to Shaker know that it exists. I think enlightened people are willing to discuss it, even if it makes them uncomfortable. I think we're blessed within Shaker that we have a significant number of people who've moved here because of the diversity in the community, but yet and still are not completely comfortable discussing the magnitude of the achievement gap and how to resolve it. But if we improve the outcomes for kids who are underperforming and not truly engaged in the academic process, it's going to make a better environment for everybody, including the kids who are not in class with those kids, but the school environment, hallways, how people feel about themselves, how people view them, all that, we have nothing but upward possibility if we can find ways to bridge those disparities. Well, I think the discussions have to be had as to what is the school that we want for all of our children. So that gets to the core of what is Shaker going to look like down the road. Are we satisfied with 2 schools within 1 school? Or do we want progress for all of our students? We have to look at a board coming together to decide how we set a vision for our school and how we hold the principals and superintendents accountable for implementing that vision. And that vision means moving all of our kids in the direction of academic success to the best of each child's potential. Not everyone's going to be an AP, not everyone's going to be in honors, but we have to make college prep, and speaking to the high school level at this point in time, we have to make college prep a viable learning opportunity for all of our kids and not a place where just black kids are being educated.